Elias, how did you work through any of those aromas flavors that may have been unfamiliar?
I spent my time in the supermarket next door. I went and bought all the spices because I don't cook much, and a lot of spices I wasn't used to like smelling them or recognizing them. So I went to the spice section, uh, to a florist. I bought some sort of flowers. The oil place is the one that mixes, let's say, violets. You can buy those little things, right? Violets or fennel or all that to recognize what fennel I had never, or cloves, certain things.
Sure.
So I bought all those fruits, the exotic fruits that I'm not used to eating, like, dragon fruit or passion fruit. So I had to go. I would keep them in my fridge, and I'm very OCD, especially when it comes to wine. So I would go to my fridge multiple times a day, smell it again, or open the cabinet and smell the spices again and the oils, just to know like this is how violets smell like. This is how fennel smell like. This is how cardamom smells like. And at the end, I was ready to start baking actually.
There's always a place in the kitchen. That sounds perfect. But building those sense memories so that when you do smell something, you can recognize it. I think that's fantastic. Shannon, when we were working through some of your aromas and flavors, I remember you had like kind of a little light bulb moment where previously you've been making it maybe a little bit harder than it needed to be.
Yeah, I think I was struggling at first because I was just trying really, really hard to be creative or fancy or come up with unique individual, aromas or flavors characteristics. And I wasn't just focusing on what the WSET was asking us to do. So they give you the lexicon and they have, a plethora of choices on there. So uh, I think what the light bulb moment was that you're speaking of, we were supposed to come up with seven, a minimum of seven. And sometimes I was just stuck, I just can't. I got three or four, right? And you had said something about, if you clearly smell one thing from a certain cluster, let's say it's lemon from the citrus cluster. Well, there's probably other citrus in there, right? So if you're stuck, go ahead and write lime. Go ahead and write grapefruit. Write other things from that cluster. So if you're just using that lexicon, you have multiple things from each cluster and you can fill in the blanks. Really had your bets. So
Yeah.
that was a light bulb moment, made me much more confident and knew that I could come up with a minimum of seven.